So welcome to part 3, last part of the cutscene tutorial, and we'll tackle the camera. Um, so the first thing I want to show you, I did some changes in the scene. I moved this pillar a bit to have more like space here and move like some objects, so Paxton will be more natural when walking there. Um, the other thing I did is that I also Well, oh yeah, I also moved the trigger like there. So it's like, it gives more spaces for the player to walk because otherwise you just like walk inside the cutscene area, which is kind of awkward. So now it's better. And that's it for the changes. Now I want to show you the first trick for, because the camera are already placed in the room, but I want to show you like, well, how it works. So like this one is a camera object. Here it's called just camera. And it already plays at the first camera cut or plan. And the setting here are, like I show you the one that are important. By default, it's mostly like this, like it's this by default, so you don't touch them. But just to do a little round table, we have the type of the camera. It's either 1 or 0. By default, it's 1. That's the kind of value you want, because 1 will do like a letterbox style camera, so you have like black bars at the top and bottom, and 0 will be like a full screen camera without the bars. You have also is listener, which this decide if the sound is coming from the camera position or the player position, which is interesting. By default is true, of course. And can you skip the cutscene? True. Because that's important. And you have also the field of view, also by default 78. And this one, the fourth aspect, is whether the image is stretched horizontally more or less. And that's it. We also need to have the camera move to different location, because we want to do multiple camera cut. But for this tutorial, we won't do an animated camera because we keep it simple. So we just snap the camera to different places. And for that, we will use what's called, like this bad boy here, that's called a camera point. And those are basically just like a dummy object position, but we use them to make the camera go to them, like snap to them to change position. And I'll show you a little trick to how to place the different camera point, like the different camera views. For example, if I want to like target this chair, I want to have the camera like looking at this chair like this. First of all, you must click this button here, marker to camera, and then you create the object, which is the camera point. And then the camera object will appear right at the camera position. And now we want to change the rotation, so it has the same, it is like looking at this object. So to do that, we select the object, we center the marker with Shift X, and then we select this thing, select, and we can say this object to aim selection at marker. So now it will look at the object. So that's a good trick to place the camera like already in good shape. So let's delete that now. So all my camera are already placed in the level. So let's start scripting. So first of all, we will start with the triggers. And what we want to do here is quite a lot of things. We want to have like, we want to add a bit of polish. So we want to fade the screen to black and then fade in the screen. And to do that, we use a command for the player, because the player have also a bunch of commands that you can send it to him, and we can see them in, again, the help topic. We go that, we go to player commands, and they are all there. The one we are interested in is this one, fade in and fade out. All right, and we have an example on the side. So we start to write a command to the player, the player object, and we want to do the fade out command, and then how much time it takes, so 2 seconds. And then we want to have a delay of 2 seconds because we want to start, we want to start the camera after the screen is black, right? So that's why it's 2 seconds delay. And then message, like a command to camera object, which is called camera 00, and we tell it to be on to activate. So simple as that. And then right now we just changed the camera from the player FPS camera to the custom camera. Now we want to fade the screen back in. So we put a delay of 2. And we want to tell the player to fade in with, again, a delay of 2 to be consistent. And then we know like the animation of Bishop idle at the start is like 8 seconds. So here we can put a layer of like 6 to change the camera for like the farther view, like the first camera point. So now what we do is we tell the camera object to move to, that's the command, to camera point 00. And that's it. If we want, we can also add comments, like we can tap like this double slash, and you can say like, that's for the camera, that's for like, init, and that's for like events, I guess. We can also do that to like organize the code better. And I have an issue there, which is probably due to this being not in parentheses, because that's a 2-argument thing. So, and this one is missing like a comma. You can see like it's red, this comma. So let's add one here to be correct. That's it. Okay. Live debugging. Let's go. Now we do the first node. First node is this one. For this, we add like a bit of delay for the camera to change. So when Paxton reaches that node, we want to wait a little bit before changing the camera, because we want to have him say his line, which take approximately this time. So he's saying this line, and then after we change the camera. So that's the camera, and we tell him to move again to the other camera point, which is 02. Oh, I just forgot something in the other one. I do that after. So that's it. And then I also changed something else. The script, I removed the delay for the script because it was causing issue with the camera command for some reason. So I just removed the delay in the script. And because I want to put my camera change after the animate Alma event. So we put here our camera 00 and then move to, and move to camera point 03 this time, and close that. That's okay. And we forgot to move the camera to camera point 01. We skipped that one. So let's just fix that. Because we forgot to put the camera, if I look at, it should be after Bishop did his animation, we want to move the camera behind him, behind his shoulder. So here is the first animation of a Bishop looking around. And just after that, we want to move the camera, move to the camera, camera point 01. And that's the one behind the shoulder. So like this. And next we want to do this, the second node. This one is pretty simple. We want to, when Paxton reaches that node, we want to have a delay before moving the camera. Because we want to wait a bit before, so he can have time to crouch. And then we change the camera when he's doing so. Which feel a bit more organic if we put a delay, so let's do that. So message, camera, again, 0. That's the camera object. And then move to the camera point 0, because we are moving back, we are reusing the first camera point, which is like looking down far away, which should work for this one. So let's do that. And that's it for this one. And then the last one will be inside the command object, which contain the last remnants of the cutscene, like the scripts, which is when you put the lights off and then the lights on. And now after that, we want to finish the cutscene. So let's add another keyframe, and then we can control how much time we wait before we finish the cutscene. So we could put to like time in millisecond here to 1.8 millisecond. No, I mean 1.8 second. I mean, yeah. And then we can write the script for that, which would be to tell the player screen to fade out again. So we do the inverse. We come back to the player FPS view. So fade out, and then again delay of 2. We could also just copy the script from the other thing, but anyway. So message 00 to become deactivated. So same thing as before. We fade the screen to black. It takes 2 seconds, and when the screen is black, we move the camera back to the player perspective. So we tell the camera to be deactivated. And then again, now the screen is black, so we could like play when the screen is black, but you know, we want to do the right thing, right? So we want to have the screen come back to normal. So let's tell the player to fade in back with 2 seconds again. And that's it. We're done with this. So we can save, compile, and process. And I just put the audio a bit higher so you can hear. Close, and then test this. Just wait. And now the cutscene will start at the first door instead. Just go there and go inside this door. The screen will fade to black. and we see the cutscene starting.
You are persistent.
Is anybody there? Is that supposed to make me feel better?
She sees everything.
The chair.
You felt it, haven't you? She's reaching out to us.
And yeah, let's go. It works. Now, the thing is that when the lights go off, it's kind of the same thing as the screen going black, like fading out, but it's not, because it's just because the camera is like placed like this, we don't see the other lights in the room, but there's actually like other lights. But anyway, this would be it for this tutorial for making a cutscene, and that's it. Maybe I don't know what I'll do next as a tutorial, but we'll see. That was a pretty complex one, so I think it was a great opportunity to do it. Anyway, see ya.